Hey everybody, HD Shaves here. I'm back with another video. Today I have a couple new products to me that I'd like to share with you today. First off is this Feather AS-D2 stainless steel razor. This has been on the market for a number of years now. I picked this up on the used market recently, and this is actually my first stainless steel razor to try out ever. I knew that this was considered a very mild shaver, which I have no problem with using mild razors at this point in my shaving career, I guess. And it's definitely proved to be fairly mild in my practice with it. But one interesting thing that I've been talking with some people about online is if you can see where the blade edge ends versus where the base plate starts, there's actually a little bit of room in there. So you can kind of see through, right there on both sides, which after talking with some people, they said that it's meant to help the lather go through the base plate instead of sticking to it or sticking to the blade edge or something like that. But I've never seen a razor design like that where it's actually, open. So that's kind of interesting. It is a three-piece razor, of course. You got the handle, base plate, top cap. And so it's got nice textured knurling here. Haven't had any problem holding on to it when the handle or my fingers are wet. Yeah, it's been really nice to use so far. So look forward to using that again today. And then the other product I'd like to talk about in particular is this soap by Oleo and Company, the Canaan Soap, which is made in their Canard soap base, which as the name implies, it's got duck fat in it. This soap, I've learned, is slightly different than the Unscented Canard soap base because it has clover honey and goat milk added to it. But after I read and compared the ingredients on the back of this soap and the Unscented Canard online, I realized that it's literally just the honey and goat's milk added to this, which in my mind would make this a little bit nicer, right? It's more kind of useful things for your skin, perhaps. So key ingredients here: the duck fat, as I said, cocoa butter, palm kernel oil, castor oil, jojoba oil, goat milk, glycerin. So nice set of ingredients here. Show you what the soap looks like in the container. As you might expect for a mostly unscented soap, it's definitely close to white. It's fairly firm, you can't make a indent into it. And yeah, the scent, there's nothing really to it. But I've been wanting to try out this base for a while. And so, yeah, here we go. So let me show you the brush I'm gonna be lathering up with today as I let the water come out of it. So this is my Sterling 24 millimeter bore. It's been soaking for probably, 15-20 minutes, and I just let all the water come out of it, and then I gave it one big shake. So we're gonna be trying the Marco method today with this soap, which is where you start with a pretty wet brush, but then you load for a long time, meaning like 45 to 60 seconds. So I'm gonna load up here and I'll be right back to get into the face lather. Okay, we're back after a precisely 50-second load, 25 seconds in one direction, 25 in the other, directly off the tub here. And this is about what we've got. It's still pretty bubbly, but I found that as I start to just work it in, it goes away and leaves me with a pretty nice lather here. So let's get into it. Okay, so we're back. One thing I forgot to mention about the markup method, and you know, generally starting with a wet brush if you're going into a face lather, is it does kind of make a mess. Kind of got water, soap, lather flinging everywhere. You know, this method especially works well in these kind of more thirsty soaps, because you know that the base can take a lot of water without breaking down in the early stages, of course. So now, got the Feather AS-D2 here with a brand new Polsilver blade. Let's go in for first pass with the grain. All right, first pass is done. That felt really great. Nice slick lather from the Canard base. Could probably put a little more water into it for the second pass here, but again, as I've said before, sort of subsequent passes for face lathers tend to be a little bit thinner in terms of the soap anyway. Yeah, this feather razor is nice and mild. I'm gonna do a rinse and load up for pass number 2. Loading up, second pass. All right, so added a little bit more water here and lost a couple boar hairs off the brush there, but that's okay. The brush hasn't really shed that much for me. I've maybe used it, I don't know, 15 times total. But yeah, this is looking good, so let's go back in for the second pass across the grain. Okay, nice second pass. Feeling around a couple little spots, but not enough to warrant a full third pass. I'm just gonna do a little cleanup here. All right, that's pretty good. So I'm gonna do my final rinse and then go into post-shave. For post-shave today, I'm gonna use the Zingari Man, there we go, Aftershave Balm, Unscented. I think if you saw my first video, you know, just then I had the little sampler that Heather gave me, but since I've upgraded to the full bottle. These are the newest bottles I believe that she's making. So they're these frosted glass bottles, and I think they look very attractive, very nice, and more importantly is about the stuff that's inside. So with this cap here, it is a little dispenser, and you only need maybe 2 amounts, so like that much, and then you rub it into your hands and then you apply. And this is really one of the best aftershave balms on the market. As I heard somebody else say, it leaves your face with kind of like a matte finish. So it's not like what would be a polished finish, meaning it's like kind of shiny and greasy, but it just leaves the skin feeling really nice. And the fact that it's unscented means that you could pair it with a aftershave splash before, after, and if you want to use any kind of fragrance after that, you know, it's not going to interfere in any way. So let's do a quick final recap here of all the products. So starting with the Feather AS-D2 razor. Again, very mild. If you like an aggressive razor, this is probably not for you, but if you're, you know, medium aggressiveness to less than that shaver person, which I would probably classify myself as that, I think it's worth giving it a shot. You know, especially if you can borrow it from a friend or pick it up on the used market or something. The retail price on this is kind of high, but you know, it's all stainless steel and the blade is not moving around at all. It's got a nice weight to it. It's not too heavy, not too light. So I've been enjoying using this so far. Next, of course, the Oleo and Company, no longer Oleo Soapworks, Canaan Soap, which is in the Canard soap base. If you've been wanting to try a soap base that it has duck fat in it, I would recommend you checking this out. There's so much out there nowadays to try in terms of soap bases, you know, especially in terms of the animal contents. Like you got bison tallow, you got duck fat, you got goat's milk. I mean, all these animals are getting thrown in, and it's resulting in great shave products for all of us. So yeah, this has been nice to use the past few days. The Sterling Boar, which is, I'm still working on breaking it in, but it's got a nice loft to it, so it doesn't feel like too small of a brush, and does a really great job picking up soap off the puck now. It's starting to open up a little bit. So Sterling Boar, and then finally there it is, Zingari Man Aftershave Balm Unscented. Nice way to round out any shave. I've been using it a lot recently with the cold weather outside. I think it helps my skin, definitely. So I think that's it for today. Thanks everybody for watching. Thank you to my subscribers, especially if you made it this far into the video. And I might be doing another razor review next week. So stay tuned, and thanks again. Bye.